Welcome back to Reef and Pond Wise. Today is Saturday, and today is pond cleaning day. Today I'm going to talk about what I use for filtration and what we use to clean the pond. Now, the video from the other day that was titled Koi versus Spring, you may want to check that out. That was the initial steps that I take to open a pond during the springtime. And the fish are kind of moving around. Everything's looking fantastic. One of the things that I would like to address today is where and why I place the filters for this pond. Now guys, this pond is over 7,000 gallons, and we run two different stations for filtration. One is behind that faux rock, which I'll point out here in a few, and the other one is behind that bush, and you can see the faux rock kind of sticking out to the right hand side there. We'll remove the de-icers, and we'll move one of the aeration bubblers over to this side of the pond because I've got two on that side of the pond. Now in the last video in Koi versus Spring, I talked about the 5 things that I look out for as I'm opening the pond. And those 5 things are inspecting your fish, which we did. Obviously the filtration, which is vitally important. Monitor and the quality and temperature of your water on an ongoing basis from this point forward. Treating your pond as a whole. And then we also talked about installing the pond supports for the netting and how I remove those one-handed holding a phone. So here the fish are seeing me come down to the pond. They're coming up. Everything looks great. Now in that video from the other day, you may recall that I mentioned I don't have enough flow going in this pond where it's going to be a problem messing up or making the water murky. And after doing this for so many years, I'm right. I mean, you can actually see all the way to the bottom of the pond, even though it's a little soupy. But this is the first day, or the first full night going into the next day, that I've had 2 of the water features going, that one and that one, and you can see how clear the water is even through the lens of the phone. So everything's looking great. There's the alligator I threw in. Haven't seen any ducks back, which is a good thing. So this is what I use for the pond cleaning, guys. This is a pond vac. It's just typical pond vac. They work really well. There's a long hose that goes on this here and comes out down at the bottom on the other side. So the water gets sucked up, all the debris gets sucked up in that pond vac and gets released at the bottom here. So these things are really good. It's got a little bit of debris on it. We'll clean that off. And then this is the pond filtration that I use. I use 2 of these. So this is a 3,600 gallon per hour filter. And this is what they call a pressure filter. And I'll run one of these that supports this side of the pond. Underneath the bridge on the other side of the pond will be another one of these 3,600 per gallon filters. And what I do is I have these faux rocks to hide the filter. So what I do, I'll just lift this off, and you can see that these are the inlets and the outlets for the filter. Now obviously all this will be cleaned out. I'll have to come in every year like I do every year, have to clean that out with a shovel, reshape that, sink it down, get rid of that debris, and I'll set that filter right down in there, and it'll come up to about here, just about the level of that hose. And this here is the intake hose. This here is the outtake hose. And the outtake will run this water feature. So this pond actually has 3 different waterfalls. This one will be going. That one already is going. That one is going as well. Now on this side of the pond, I've got another faux rock that I'll take off. And that's where the second filter will sit. Now again, I'll clean that out, make sure everything's nice and level. I'll stick that right down in that hole, and I'll put this faux rock on top of it, and you never know it's there. Now this filter will go ahead and support this top flow on this waterfall in the return, and the water will come out right at the top, so it's almost like a double waterfall before it hits the bog pond. Now guys, you're probably wondering why I got these hoses exposed. I do not encourage anybody to bury their hoses for a number of different reasons. One, you can hide these hoses with plants and greenery, and 2, you want accessibility to these hoses, because God forbid if something ever happened and one of your hoses got crimped or decayed or damaged in any way, once it's buried, you're going to have a big mess of mud and dirt on your hands, where if they're exposed to the sunlight and outside of any of the dirt or burial, you can actually monitor it better. And if there happened to be a leak, you could spot it right away. So the other thing that you want to look at in terms of the hosing that you use for a pond is try to stay away from the large big box store tubing. It's garbage. Go to a pond shop, get a good correlated pond tubing that is strong and rated for pond flow. The stuff that they sell at these big box hardware stores is absolutely garbage. I've been there, done that. You might save a few bucks, but they break, they crack in the cold. When they're exposed to the sun, they crack. It's actually not a good investment. If you're going to buy something that's going to support a pond, you want to make sure that everything is running to the best of your ability. And I think it really starts with the 5 components that I shared in the other video. And by the way, if you didn't have an opportunity to check that out, go back and look at it and let me know what you think. This setup here is ready to go. We're excited about getting to work, so I'm going to let everybody kind of look one last time at the fish before we get started. I'm going to stir this pond up a little bit and get that vacuum running. So guys, if you like the video, please let me know. Subscribe, give me a like, share it, and if there's anything that you do different or anything that I didn't say that is accurate, please leave it in the comment section. And we are going to get this baby plugged in. We're going to get this baby hooked up. The next video that I do, this waterfall will be running, and you'll start seeing some more clarity in the water. I'll cover what I use to get this thing jump started in terms of bacteria, some dosing that I do, and make sure that we got everything ready to go for the spring. So guys, remember, anybody can build a pond, but it takes somebody special to keep a pond, and that special somebody is you.